Honduras. Honduras, officially the Republic of Honduras, Spanish, República de Honduras, is a country in Central America. The Republic of Honduras is bordered to the west by Guatemala, to the southwest by El Salvador, to the southeast by Nicaragua, to the south by the Pacific Ocean at the Gulf of Fonseca, and to the north by the Gulf of Honduras, a large inlet of the Caribbean Sea. Honduras was home to several important Mesoamerican cultures, most notably the Maya, before the Spanish colonization in the 16th century. The Spanish introduced Roman Catholicism and the now predominant Spanish language, along with numerous customs that have blended with the indigenous culture. Honduras became independent in 1821 and has since been a republic, although it has consistently endured much social strife and political instability, and remains one of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere. In 1960, the northern part of what was the Mosquito Coast was transferred from Nicaragua to Honduras by the International Court of Justice. The nation's economy is primarily agricultural, making it especially vulnerable to natural disasters such as Hurricane Mitch in 1998. The lower class is primarily agriculturally based while wealth is concentrated in the country's urban centers. Honduras has a Human Development Index of 0.625, classifying it as a nation with medium development. When the index is adjusted for income inequality, its inequality-adjusted Human Development Index is 0.443. Honduran society is predominantly mestizo, however, American Indian, Black, and white individuals also live in Honduras. 2017. The nation had a relatively high political stability until its 2009 coup and again with the 2017 presidential election. Honduras spans about 112,492 square kilometers, 43,433 square miles, and has a population exceeding 9 million. Its northern portions are part of the Western Caribbean zone, as reflected in the area's demographics and culture. Honduras is known for its rich natural resources, including minerals, coffee, tropical fruit, and sugar cane, as well as for its growing textile industry, which serves the international market. Etymology of Honduras. The literal meaning of the term, Honduras, is depths in Spanish. The name could either refer to the Bay of Trujillo as an anchorage, Fondora in the Leonese dialect of Spanish, or to Columbus's alleged quote that, "Gracias a Dios que hemos salido de esas Honduras, thank God we have departed from those depths." It was not until the end of the 16th century that Honduras was used for the whole province. Prior to 1580, Honduras referred to only the eastern part of the province, and Higueras referred to the western part. Another early name is Guaymoras, revived as the name for the political dialogue in 2009 that took place in Honduras as opposed to Costa Rica. Hondurans are often referred to as catraca or catracha, femme, in Spanish. The word was coined by Nicaraguans and derives from the last name of the Spanish Honduran general Florencio Exatruch, who in 1857 led Honduran armed forces against an attempted invasion by North American adventurer William Walker. The nickname is considered complimentary, not derogatory. History of Honduras. In pre-Columbian times, almost all of modern Honduras was part of the Mesoamerican cultural area, with the exception of La Mesquitia in the extreme east, which seems to have been more connected to the Istmo-Colombian area although also in contact with and influenced by Mesoamerican societies. In the extreme west, Mayan civilization flourished for hundreds of years. The dominant and most well-known and well-studied state within Honduras' borders were in Copan, which was located in a mainly non-Maya area, or on the frontier between Maya and non-Maya areas. Copan declined with other lowland centers during the conflagrations of the Terminal Classic in the 9th century. The Maya of this civilization survives in western Honduras as the Chortí, isolated from their Cholchian linguistic peers to the west. However, Copan represents only a fraction of Honduran pre-Columbian history. Remnants of other civilizations are found throughout the country. Archaeologists have studied sites such as Naco and La Sierra in the Naco Valley, Los Naranjos on Lake Yohoa, Yaramela in the Comayagua Valley, La Ceiba and Salatron Viejo, both now under the Cajon Dam Reservoir, Selin Farm and Cuyamal in the Iguan Valley, Cerro Palenque, Trevisia, Curist, Ticamaya, Despelancal, and Playa de los Muertos in the lower Alua River Valley, and many others. In 2012, litter scanning revealed that several previously unknown high-density settlements existed in La Mesquita, corresponding to the legend of La Ciudad Blanca. Excavation and study have since improved knowledge of the region's history. It is estimated that these settlements reached their zenith from 500 to 1000 AD. Geography of Honduras. The north coast of Honduras borders the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean lies south through the Gulf of Fonseca. Honduras consists mainly of mountains, with narrow plains along the coasts. A large undeveloped lowland jungle, La Mesquita, lies in the northeast and the heavily populated lowland Sula Valley in the northwest. In La Mesquita lies the UNESCO World Heritage Site Rio Platano Biosphere Reserve, with the Coco River which divides Honduras from Nicaragua. The Isla de la Bahia and the Swan Islands are off the north coast. Misteriosa Bank and Rosario Bank, 130 to 150 kilometers (81 to 93 miles) north of the Swan Islands, fall within the Exclusive Economic Zone (EEZ) of Honduras. Natural resources include timber, gold, silver, copper, lead, zinc, iron ore, antimony, coal, fish, shrimp, and hydropower. Government and politics of Honduras. Honduras is governed within a framework of a presidential representative democratic republic. The President of Honduras is both head of state and head of government. Executive power is exercised by the Honduran government. Legislative power is vested in the National Congress of Honduras. The judiciary is independent of both the executive branch and the legislature. The National Congress of Honduras, Congreso Nacional, has 128 members, diputados, elected for a 4-year term by proportional representation. Congressional seats are assigned the party's candidates on a departmental basis in proportion to the number of votes each party receives. Military of Honduras. Honduras has a military with the Honduran Army, Honduran Navy, and Honduran Air Force. In 2017, Honduras signed the UN Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. During the 20th century, Honduran military leaders frequently became presidents, either through elections or by coups d'état. General Tiburcio Carías Andino was elected in 1932. He, later on, called a constituent assembly that allowed him to be re-elected, and his rule became more authoritarian until an election in 1948. Economy of Honduras. The World Bank categorizes Honduras as a low-middle-income nation. The nation's per capita income sits at around $600, making it one of the lowest in North America. In 2010, 50% of the population was living below the poverty line. By 2016, more than 66% were living below the poverty line. Economic growth in the last few years has averaged 7% a year, one of the highest rates in Latin America, 2010. Despite this, Honduras has seen the least development amongst all Central American countries. Honduras is ranked 130 of 188 countries with a Human Development Index of 0.625 that classifies the nation as having medium development, 2015. The 3 factors that go into Honduras' HDI, an extended and healthy life, accessibility of knowledge and standard of living, have all improved since 1990 but still remain relatively low, with life expectancy at birth being 73.3, expected years of schooling being 11.2, mean of 6.2 years, and GNI per capita as $4,466, 2015. The HDI for Latin America and the Caribbean overall is 0.751, with life expectancy at birth being 68.6, expected years of schooling is 11.5, mean of 6.6, and GNI per capita as $6,281, 2015. The 2009 Honduran coup d'état led to a variety of economic trends in the nation. Overall growth has slowed, averaging 5.7% from 2006 to 2008 but slowing to 3.5% annually between 2010 and 2013. Following the coup, trends of decreasing poverty and extreme poverty were reversed. The nation saw a poverty increase of 13.2% and in extreme poverty of 26.3% in just 3 years. Furthermore, unemployment grew between 2008 and 2012 from 6.8% to 14.1%. Languages in Honduras. Spanish is the official, national language, spoken by virtually all Hondurans. In addition to Spanish, a number of indigenous languages are spoken in some small communities. Other languages spoken by some include Honduran Sign Language and Bay Islands Creole English. The main indigenous languages are Garifuna, Arawakan, almost 100,000 speakers in Honduras including monolinguals, Miskito, Misamalpan, 29,000 speakers in Honduras, Mayangna, Misamalpan, less than 1,000 speakers in Honduras, more in Nicaragua, Pec, Paya, Chibchan, less than 1,000 speakers, Tal, Jikaqueen, less than 500 speakers, Chorti, Mayan, less than 50 speakers. Education in Honduras. About 83.6% of the populations are literate and the net primary enrollment rate was 94% in 2004. In 2014, the primary school completion rate was 90.7%. Honduras has bilingual Spanish and English and even trilingual Spanish with English, Arabic, or German schools and numerous universities. The higher education is governed by the National Autonomous University of Honduras, which has centers in the most important cities of Honduras. Sports in Honduras. The major sports in Honduras are football, basketball, rugby, volleyball, and cycling, with smaller followings for athletics, softball, and handball. Information about some of the sports organizations in Honduras are football in Honduras, Honduran Football Federation, Honduras National Baseball Team, Honduras National Football Team, Honduras National Under-20 Football Team, Honduras U17 National Football Team, Rugby Union in Honduras. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, click on like button. If you want to watch more videos like this, click on the subscription button below. It's free subscription.